It takes a little practice. The main thing is once the meeting starts, if you mute your microphone, that way you won't pop up on the screen all the time if there's a little sound. And then when you want to speak, if you just unmute it when you're speaking, then you will appear on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So
I have my glasses on, otherwise I wouldn't saw anything. You're back?
Back.
Okay. Well, do we want to start this or not? It's 6 o'clock. Or do you want to wait, give it a minute or two? Oh, I heard something. Katie fell off her stool.
Everyone hide their cocktails out of view.
It's not cocktail, it's juice.
Oh, Katie's there. What'd you do, Katie?
Moved.
Oh, well, that's funny. She's running 2 laptops.
Okay, do we want to start with the flag salute and then the roll call?
Okay, let's get it started. So, good evening, everybody. Anybody out there watching at home? So, welcome to the Planning Commission for tonight. The meeting is being held according to the Brown Act and the Governor's emergency declaration related to the COVID and 2920 order. So remember, anybody at home that is watching or wants to be part of this, you can call in or email in to Katie. There's a phone number that will be flashing every once in a while when we stop, and the email will be there also. We're going to do the flag salute tonight. I'm just going to say it. Please understand there's no disrespect, as we're not in our normal everyday meeting hall. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Katie, can I have a roll call, please?
All right, Commissioner Blakely.
Here.
Commissioner Bradley.
Present.
Commissioner Hallie. Here. Commissioner McClendon. Not here. Chairman Mobley.
Here.
Commissioner Moore.
I'm present.
And Vice Chair Rogers.
Here.
All right. So can I get approval of the June 23rd minutes, please?
I'll make the motion to approve them as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Katie?
All right, roll call vote.
Please.
Commissioner Blakely.
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley.
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie.
Yes.
Commissioner McClendon. Oh, she's not here. Sorry. So Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore, and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
All right. So at this moment, we're going to open the floor up to public comment. Members of the public can be heard on any item of interest not on the agenda. Speakers addressing the commission will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Please be advised, by law, we can take no action on topics brought up or deliberate on any action that's during this. So anybody out there wants to bring up anything that's not on the agenda, please email Katie or call 707-725-1484 and let us know what you're talking about, what you need. We'll give you a few minutes to try to do that. There we go. Katie, we getting any response? Your microphone's off, Katie.
We have not had any public comments.
Okay, motion to close public comment.
So moved. Second.
Do we need a roll call or can we just all say aye? Your microphone's still off.
Okay, Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
and Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
All right. So moving on. So this is a continuation from our last meeting of the Beverage Plus sign, design review application for illuminated roof sign and the project sign for downtown 12th Street. The address is 1207 Main Street. Last time, for anybody that wasn't watching at home, we discussed it and we wanted to bring it back for further review to try to have them make it look more like the sign on the side of the wall, the painted sign. So can we get some background on this, please, besides what I just said?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It was continued, as you said. And there was just some brief discussion about maybe adding some decoration to it as one consideration. And then again, making it consistent possibly with the wall signs that are already there. And I can bring that up on the screen here. If I can find it. Let me try again. No, that's not the right one. Let's see. Point. Share screen. Oh, there it is. There we go. Is that sharing? You can see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this just shows the overhead of the downtown area, the building itself. The property is the blue boundary, and you can see the building there. And the red lines are the two proposed signs. And they're both backlit, internally illuminated signs. And of course, the projecting sign is here on Main Street. And then the wall sign would be on the west-facing wall. And there are two painted signs on the wall of the building. One is on the south-facing, and then there's another on the north-facing. And here's the image of the projecting sign. It's 1.5 feet tall and 4 feet long, and you can see it projecting here over the sidewalk partially. And then this is the west-facing 12th Street. So that's pretty much it. Oh, Katie did find this. This is just kind of a fun old photograph, because at the last meeting we were talking, there was discussion about all of the projecting signs that used to be on Main Street. And here you can really see just about every building had a projecting sign. So it's definitely, a retro look and something that's had gone out of style, as probably seen maybe as cluttered, but now projecting signs in the older parts of town are popular again, because they do create that old, look that's appropriate for a downtown. So this is just kind of a fun picture. And that's really all I have. So I'll just hand that back to the commission.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for staff on this?
I'll point out the applicant is here, the owner of the business, and the sign professional, Jeff Wills, is here as well.
Okay.
Seems like our main question last time had been, is the image that we have here that you're sharing on the screen the image that the sign is going to be, or is the text, is the graphic going to be more consistent with the painted signage that's already there on what looks like the north side of the building that we're seeing here?
Okay, yeah, I didn't follow up with that. The applicant did request that the sign as proposed be approved, as that represents the new logo style that they want to go forward with.
So does that mean that the painted sign will be painted over?
I don't believe that is, I have not heard that that's proposed.
I'm going to be honest, I don't have an issue with a projecting sign, but if we're talking about, having it as part of maintaining Fortuna's retro look, I don't feel like this sign fits that for me. We had quite a bit of discussion about that last time. I don't at all have a problem with Beverage Plus having a backlit sign, but since we're talking about design review, that's my one issue, is that this is just it's square. There's no interest, and the font is inconsistent with their other branding. So I think the question.
Okay, I'm seeing, I don't have an image of the existing style. You can kind of see it on this one a little bit.
You can kind of see it on that side of the page there. Yeah.
It's block letters, and then the plus is
at an angle, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we have the applicant kick in and let them speak their mind about what's going on.
Hey, you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, basically what we have here is Larry met with us when we did the design and provided this to us. This is his new logo that he's going to be using moving forward, much like national brands do. Oftentimes it's time to rebrand yourself. I think he is working towards in the future too, to change, and he can chime in on that, the rest of the signage to match this updated look. We just, he's not doing that at this time right now, but what you see there is his chosen logo that he has chosen to represent his brand. So that's what he wants to have on his sign. It's going to be consistent with his business cards, his letterhead, much like your logo is. That's just what he had come up with, and that's what he wants to move forward with. And well, I agree, it doesn't capture the retro look. We weren't exactly going for that. I do love building those signs. We did one of those for Eel Valley Appliance, but the problem with those is they're quite a bit more expensive to manufacture than a rectangle. So sometimes it's just not in the cards. The return on the investment's not there. Maybe the city of Fortuna could create a little sign fund to chip in 30% for every businesses, and then we could build awesome signs for them. So Larry, if you have anything, because this is kind of your logo, you're the one that chose it. Any comment or anything that you want to add to that?
Sure. We would like to eventually do a change on the front and back of the building to match this logo. But it's a money issue at the time, and we felt those were still in good shape, so we should go forward with what we can, and then as we go forward, change the others to match it.
Okay.
Thank you for
Any
the
questions?
clarification, both of you.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody have any questions for them?
I have a comment. So, one, Larry, I think if you want to change your logo, it's your business. You have every right to do that. And at this point in time in current conditions, if your plan is to eventually move the painted signage on the building to your new logo, that's okay with me.
That's my intent.
Okay. So I think that was kind of everybody's biggest concern last time, that you're going to have two different fonts on the building at the same time and wouldn't be consistent with what's going on. And looking at the picture for across the street, the Redwood Cafe, it basically is in reverse, the black and red, the red and white to the white and red, and in a rectangle form. So I don't see a big problem with it myself. If eventually the painted sign gets changed over, that would probably help out a lot. But the logos, your logo is your logo. Anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
I think it's going to look really nice. It's going to light up the street, yes?
These types of signs, they don't really put out that much light where it's lighting up the street. Trying to think, think of like even just up the road, like the Chevron cabinet on top of the price watcher. So they're internally illuminated. They're certainly bright enough to where you can see them, but it's not like light is radiating out where the sidewalk wouldn't really be any brighter beneath that sign as it would be, 15 feet down the sidewalk from it.
Yes, but it's going to create illumination there. It's going to look nice, I feel.
Yep, that's the goal.
Okay, anyone else have anything they want to bring in? Okay, hearing none, I'll open up for public comment. Again, please give us a call at the 725-1484 or email Katie with any comments on this at kschmidt@ci.fortuna.ca.us. So at any time, we give you a few minutes to do that while we're waiting. Any other comments, concerns, anything going on about this thing that anybody wants to talk about? Not hearing anything. So there's the phone number. So if anybody would like to bring up anything about this, please do. Is she reaching for a phone? No. It doesn't look like we're getting anybody calling in or emailing, so.
Need a motion to move
Looking-
to close public comment? If so, I'll make that motion.
Yes, we do.
Second.
Anybody want to- There you go. Can I get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
Okay, so bringing it back to everybody, anybody else want to bring anything up about this? Want to talk about it at all? Okay, hearing none, looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion to adopt resolution P-2020-3039. A resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Fortuna approving design review for an illuminated roof sign and illuminated projecting sign in downtown retail commercial district.
I'll
I'll
second
second that motion. Unless Sandy wants to do it.
Nope.
All right, can we get a roll call again, please, Katie? Your microphone's off again.
Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
So moving on to our second topic tonight, a public hearing to consider approval of a lot line adjustment between two adjoining properties. The applicant is Captain Heights Baptist Church. The project site is 1655 Cecil. Looks like a pretty straightforward lot line adjustment. Can we get some background on that, Liz?
Yes. Okay, so the project is located in the Ronerville area of town, south of School Street and west of Ronerville Road. So this doesn't show too well, but you can see School Street at the top of the screen. And so the church is located down Ronald and then on College. It's just a little strip here. And shows it a little bit better. College down here. So that church gets access from College Street. You can see the parking lot and the building itself. And they also own the adjoining parcel. It's a residential parcel. There's a house, garage, and then there's a shed here. And you can see the overflow parking that the church currently uses. And the lot line adjustment, so would delete the side, this portion of the side property line and locate it on the north of this area, south side of the residence. So what that would do would just give them options with this area. They have indicated on their application that they would likely use it for additional overflow parking, which they already have this paved area here, or a playground or something like that in the future. And the residence then would be on a more appropriately sized parcel. It does meet the zoning, the minimum zoning for size. So before the lot line adjustment, the house parcel is 34,000, almost 35,000 square feet. So that's larger. The minimum in the zone is 6,000 square feet. So they have almost, quite a bit more. And the church parcel is on about 24,000 square feet. And then after the lot line adjustment, the residential parcel is still twice as big as the minimum. It would be 13,335 square feet. The new setback here is 27 feet, where for the rear, 15 is required. So they still have plenty of rear area. And then the church parcel will be almost 46,000. So it's over an acre. And again, it's just to let the church utilize this area for something in the future. No new development is proposed at this time. So as for lot line adjustments, we consider, that there's no increase in the number of parcels. Each parcel, is maintaining its access from the public road. In this case, for the residents, it's East College Avenue, which is just this little strip here. I think that's off of Weber and I think Trinity Street. And the church will maintain its access off of College. And no new utilities. They both obtain utilities from the public road, so there won't be any reconfiguration of that. And really, that's all I have. It's just like Chris said, it's straightforward. There's really no change except this area, will go from the residence to the church. And as I said, the residents will still have ample room, twice as large as the minimum, and no new construction is proposed. So I'll hand that back to the commission. Oh, you know what? Let me show you. I didn't flip through. This is the plot plan that was submitted. And really, it's just what you saw, but this is, this is the official with the dimensions and the lot line to be deleted, the lot line to be added. After a lot line gets approved, the surveyor submits new deeds. So actually in this case, since they're both the same owner, there won't be a deed, but there will be new legal descriptions that get recorded. So this is the map that it's based on, basically. And those get reviewed. The new descriptions do get reviewed by the city surveyor, just to, confirm all of the accuracy of the new legal descriptions, and then the city records those. So that's all I have.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for staff? Okay. Looking to open it up for public comment. Again, anybody at home want to address this? Do we have anybody from the church here to talk about this, or any representatives?
No, we had been talking to the surveyor, Wally Wright, and we invited him to the Zoom meeting. I don't think he's logged on, so there's nobody here actually to answer questions.
Okay.
But we have been in contact with him.
All right. So I guess we're going to do it, open up public comment again. So Katie, if you flash that number up there again. And anybody want to call in, talk about this? All the residents around there been notified, or do we have to do that at the time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to talk about it, please call in again, or somebody call in. Okay, we're hearing nothing, seeing nothing. Katie, nothing's going on. All right.
I'll make
for a motion.
Public.
Try that one again. I cut you off.
I make the motion that we close the public opportunities to participate at this time.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Katie, we're back to you.
Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
Okay. So anybody want to bring anything up about this? Talk about it at all? Looks like pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, I did include the monthly report for May that had gone to the city council. And the only thing that I want to,
We need to approve the lot line first.
oh,
We got ahead of ourselves there.
okay, sorry. Darn
That
it.
was just roll call for public comment. We have to do roll call every time.
Yes. We got one more for this. So I'm not hearing anything. Anybody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number P 2020-3040. Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Fortuna approving a lot line adjustment for Campton Heights Baptist Church.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Roll call vote one more time. Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
Okay. Liz, your turn.
Well, I think I've lost my energy, so if there's any questions. No, I just want to point out what I was so excited about is that I know I've been talking about the SB2 grant that we were awarded in February, and we did get the proposals, the request for proposals out and responses, and we've had those reviewed, and that the award of the contract is going to the council on Monday. So that's going to set the ball rolling, and you know, we've got a schedule for that whole process, and it's really going to be a lot of exciting things that are going to be coming to the Planning Commission. So we've got 7 items, 7 projects, and they're all planning projects. And the main ones I think that are, I mean, they're all good projects, but design review guidelines. So we'll have that, you know, facilitated by a planning firm and a design team, and they're going to be holding the workshops and working with the Planning Commission and the council on that. And accessory dwelling unit ordinance will be coming. Multifamily zoning code to create standards to facilitate review and approval of those, and for the most part those will then be able to be approved administratively. That's something that is really pushed by the State Housing and Community Development Department, and they've really been pressuring on the housing element updates that we do allow multifamily as principally permitted uses. So we need to have standards in order to be able to do that. And then improvement standard update, that's for roads and sidewalks and all of the public improvements, multifamily, you know, road and different kinds of standards that will promote multifamily, kind of facilitate, make them easier to develop. GIS update that will create more GIS layers, and that will just provide information to the public and to the, you know, Planning Commission and whatnot, and infrastructure financing. But really, you know, the design review and the ADUs I think are going to be really exciting, and we're just, it's going to be the next year and a half that we're all going to be really busy. So, you know, the Planning Commission and the council and the public are going to have this opportunity for really more forward-looking planning activities. So I think it's going to be a really exciting, fun project that you all will be involved in. So any questions on that or anything else on the monthly report? Okay.
I'm trying. There it goes. So hearing none. Well, thank you. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, all right, anybody got any questions about anything? All right, well, thank you all for showing up. Everybody stay home, stay safe, do your thing.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion, Kevin.
There you go.
All right.
Katie, do we need one last roll call for the evening to round us
Yes, we
out?
do.
One more.
One last roll call vote. All right. Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Bradley,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Chairman Mobley,
Yes. Yeah.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Rogers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Yeah,
Good night.
appreciate your involvement.